Hello everyone, welcome to LARED Computer Tutorials. In this tutorial, we are going to be looking at Computer Studies Practical Question 1 for WAEC 2021. Let's quickly do that. This is the question. Question 1 says, use Microsoft Word application to reproduce the circles with lines R1, R2, and R3 as shown in Figure 1 and perform the following task. A. Lines R1, R2, and R3 must be of different lengths. B. Labels R1, 2, and 3 should be in different fonts. Then you are provided with table 1. Complete the table. The table is asking for the value of R1, R2, R3. That's the value of the lines R1, 2, and 3 which you have entered. And question 1D is saying group the circles in Figure 1. Insert a text box and type in the steps followed in R1 in 1D. Insert a footer and type in your full name and index number. Save your work and in the folder created on the desktop using your full name as the file. Print your work and submit to the supervisor. Now let's kick off. The first thing to do is to open our Microsoft Word environment. So I'm going to go back to the desktop. Go back to your desktop. So on your desktop, you click on Start menu, type Word. I'm using Microsoft Windows 7. You might be using 10 or 8, but however, the steps are just the step in opening the Word environment is similar. So you click on Start, type Word, then when it brings up to bring up Microsoft Word for you, you click on the application package. It opens up. I'm using Microsoft Word 2013 for this practical. So click on blank document and you have your page. Now let's move to the question. The question says that we should use the Microsoft Word application to reproduce the circles with lines R1, R2, and R3 as shown in Figure 1 and perform the following tasks. So we are going to be presenting the figure which we are seeing under question 1. The first figure there, we are going to be creating exactly that, but the first question is saying that we should reproduce the circles with the lines R1, 2, and 3 having different lengths. So now let's move back to the question and do the same. So we are going to come up here to insert and you click on shapes. Then you click on this box as a rectangle. You draw your rectangle. Start drawing your rectangle. You click on format. Then you move down to shape styles. You scroll up here and you click on this, the one that has a black outline. Another way of doing that is come over to format. When you get to format, you click on shape fill. You click on white or you click on no fill. Then for the outline, you choose black. So that is the second way of doing that. Having done that, the next thing to do is to draw in the circle. Click on the oval tool. You draw the oval tool, that will stand for the circle shape. Then you come up here to format. Then you scroll up and click on the one with black outline to clear the blue fill and also to change the outline to black. So having done that, then what you do is you right click and drag. Use right click dragging to duplicate your circle. Then right click and drag down here to duplicate the circle. We call it right click dragging and you click on copy here. So if we go back to the question, you will notice that the middle circle is a little bit bigger than the other. The middle circle is a little bit bigger than the other two. So what we're going to do is we are going to increase the middle circle a little bit. So this middle circle, I'm going to increase it a little bit so that it will be a little bigger than the other two. Then this move to the left hand side a little bit. Then this using my arrow tool on the keyboard. Now to magnify my shape so that I can see it vividly and more clearly, then I click on. You come down here to the zoom tool environment where we have the zoom button. You click on the plus zoom button. So that will zoom the image for you and make it bigger, so that it will be clearer for you to see and to do your work. So I think it's okay this way. Then what else am I asked to do? On the question, we were asked to draw the lines R1, R2, and R3 with different length. So I'm going to go back to my Microsoft Word environment where I'm doing the work. Then what I'll do is I'll click on insert, click on shape, and I click on line. Then down here, I'll place my mouse pointer at the boundary of the circle. Down here, I hold down my shift key and the left mouse button, I drag it upward. Then I come up here, I change it to black. I click on the one that has a dark color. So then you can come to outline and maybe change the weight to make it a little bit thicker than it was. Then you now, to have a duplicate of this, you drag and bring it down here. We were told to make it have different lengths, so I'm going to increase the length of this a little bit. Hold down your shift key and drag upward a little bit, so to make it a little bit longer than the other one. Then right click dragging to bring it down here. Then having done that, click on copy. Then you hold down your shift key and drag it up a little bit, so that the length could be bigger than this other one that you copied from. Then having done that, let's move back to the question. The question says that lines R1, R2, and R3 must be of different lengths. Then secondly, it says that labels R1, 2, and 3 should be of different fonts. So what we are going to do now is we are going to put the labels and we are going to make them of different fonts. I'm going to go back to the Microsoft Word environment. So what you're going to do is you click on insert, then you come to the text command group and you click on text box. From the drop down list, you click on draw text box. Having done that, you will be able to write the labels. The first label is R1. The second label is R2. And the third label is R3. So having inserted the first text box and written the R1, typed the R1, what you're going to do is you are going to click on the text box, click on format, come to shape and give it no fill, and come to outline, give it no outline. Then increase the size of the text box a little bit. Just make sure it can accommodate the text fully. We were asking the question to make sure that the label R1, R2, and 3 should have different fonts. So that's what we are going to do. So the first one is having the Calibri body font. We are going to copy this now into other cells and edit the content of the label to make it R2 and R3. So you are going to click on this, you right click and you drag to the other circle, then you click on copy here, right click and drag here, and you click on copy here. So this you click into the text box here and change it to R2, click into the text box, change it to R3. Then what you do next is adjust them very well, and for this one you are going to change the font type to, let's change it to Times New Roman, and let's change this to another font. Click on it, then come up here to Home and to the font, let's pick Gothic for this. So I think that's all about that question. So let's move to the next line of question. The next line of question says that your labels R1, R2, and 3 should be of different fonts. Then the next question says you are provided with table 1, complete the table. Now we are asked to provide the value in this table, the value of arrow 1, arrow 2 and arrow 3. So we are first of all going to draw the table. After drawing the table, then we complete the table with the necessary information, which are the values of those the arrow 1, arrow 2 and arrow 3. So now let's go back to our MS Word environment and draw the table. So we are going to be using insert table to draw the table. I'm trying to adjust. So I'm trying to adjust this the work I've done so that I can draw the table below this figure, this diagram. So what I'm going to do here is we are going to just click on enter, create enough space up here. Then from here you select Ctrl X and you go back up, click here, then you click Ctrl V to paste. Then you can now click down here to insert your table. You click below the first diagram, then you come to insert, then table. The table in the question has how many fields and how many columns and how many rows. Let's go back to the question. The column, it has 2 columns and 4 rows. So you go back to your Microsoft environment, then you click on insert, click on tables. We have 2 columns and 4 rows. Then you adjust your table to fit the exact size of what we have in the question. Bring it closer here. Then this, place your mouse in the middle, hold it down and drag it to the left. Then up here, the content here is arrow. Then we have arrow 1. Down here we have arrow 2. You press the down arrow key, arrow 3. Then here, value of r. Haven't done that, you now supply the necessary values for the table to complete the table. How do we get that? Click on this. This is R1 line. You click on the line. So I haven't clicked on the line. Click on format. Then you come to size command group. You can see the size of the line here is 0.69 centimeter. You copy it by highlighting, then right click and copy. You come to the table, you click into it, right click and paste. Then arrow 2, you click on the arrow 2 line. So make sure that it is the line you are selecting and not the circle, because the text box is covering part of the line, so you might have issues when you click. For instance, you can see that the text box is covering the line, so you just try to find an area where the text box is not covering to click on, so that you can select the line. So I haven't done this. You click on format, then you come up here where you have size, you copy the size and you paste here. Then you do the same for the third line. You click on the line, come to format, then you come down up here, highlight the height of the line. After copying, what you do is you right click into that cell and you paste what you have copied. So I think we are through now with that question. Then let's move to the next line of question. We are through with 1C. Let's go to 1D. Group the circles in figure 1. How do we accomplish this? Go to the MS Word environment, click on your circle one after the other and hold down your control key. Can you see that the 3 circles have been highlighted? If you don't hold down your control key, what will happen is that as soon as you click on the other circle, the first one will be deselected. You can see that the previous one will be deselected. So you have to hold down your control key to have all your circles selected. Then having done this, you click on format and you come up here where you have arrange, the arrange command group. You see group there, click on group, then you have a drop down list. From that drop down list, you click on group again. As soon as you do that, the 3 circles will be grouped together. Then you can move to the next question. So the next line of question says insert a text box and type in the steps followed in 1D. You know, 1D says group the circles in figure 1. So we are going to insert a text box and type in the steps followed in 1D. So what you're going to do now is you go back to your Microsoft Word environment, you click on insert text box, you have the drop down list, you click on draw text box, then down here you draw your text box and you just type steps followed in 1D. Steps followed in 1D, in question 1D. So then press your enter key. Then you have the first step was what? Select the 3 circles. You selected the 3 circles. Select the 3 circles by holding down Control key and clicking on each of the circles one after the other. The second step you followed to do this, we are going to type that also there. The second steps we followed was clicking on what? On format. Click on format. Click on format tab. Click on format tab. That was the second step. The third step after clicking on the format tab is what? Is click on group under the arrange command group. Click on group. Click on group under the arrange command group. And the third step we followed, the fourth step is what? Is to click on group under the drop down list. The first step now will be what? Click on group from the drop down list. From the drop down list. On the drop down list. So you can rewind the video to go over the steps of how to group the circles together again, so that you can understand it and be able to replicate it yourself. So now let's move to the next question. So I haven't done this, we are through with this question. That's question 1E. So we are going to move to question 1F. 1F says insert a footer and type your full name and index number. How do we do this? Let's go back to our Microsoft Word environment. You click on insert, then you come down here under the header and footer command group. You click on the footer, then you now click on any of these. So I'm going to go with these two which are blank. This one has 3 columns. I think this will be very good because you have to insert your name and your index number. So over here you can type your full name. Let's say my name is Wale Tunde. Let's take for instance. So you put your full name there, Wale Tunde Shade. Let's say my name is Wale Tunde Shade. Then here my number. Let's say my registration number is or my exam number is this. Then just take that for instance. Then you can rub this off since we don't need any information on the third column. So we are through with that question. Then we move to the next question. The next question says, save your work in folder created on desktop using your full name as the file name. So this is very, very important. Or if you go to the front page of your past question, you are going to see the instruction to candidates there, and one of the instructions specified there is that you should create a folder on the desktop where you save all the practical work that you are going to be doing. So that's very important. So in this question 1G, they are asking you to save the work you've done inside the folder you have created on the desktop. So you are going to now go back to your page. If you haven't created any folder, it can still be done even from the Microsoft Word environment. You click on save, then you click on desktop. So I haven't gotten to the desktop environment, then you click on new folder if you have not created any folder. So let me name this folder exam. Well, you are supposed to name the folder your full name. That's Wale Tunde Shade. Let me just Wale Tunde Shade. Wale Tunde Shade. That's my name. That's my assumed name in this work. So then inside of this, I am also expected to save my work with my name. Don't bother about having your work having the same name. If they have, it's different application, so it's going to be different when the examiner when you want to print the question, print out the work you have done on the computer system. So you are still going to be able to save it well. So just type in your name as specified in the question, Wale Tunde Shade. Then having done that, you can click on the save, hit the save button, and your work has been fully saved for you. So I think that's all about the question. The next thing you are asked to do is to print your work and submit to the supervisor. So you are supposed to copy the folder where you saved all the 3 questions and then take it for printing. Or if your computer is connected to a network printer, you can print directly from your seat and have the hard copy with you, which you submit at the end of the examination. So I'm stopping here for this practical solution. Thank you.